Should I just go? I'll go, okay? I'll go. Kimberly, thank you. Welcome, Wombat, Kimberly, anyone lurking out there? Happy Monday. Yeah, I said it. Monday, okay? So, Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Take two. Take two. A mystery for a Monday. It's beautiful already, right? Blind playthrough. I have not seen this before. I have not played this before. You have seen this before. If you have played this before, please avoid spoiling anything. If I really miss some sort of important mechanic and you want to clue me in on that, ask me if you can, please. But no backseating, no spoilers. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, a mystery for a Monday. This game is a narrative experience that does not hold your hand. Guess I'm in trouble.
Ethan Carter, I didn't
You're in
know,
trouble with me.
but he knew who I was. When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. If you're a kid like Ethan, you're right. Plenty do. Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail. But soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see. Ethan could have drawn a map. I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that. To find Ethan, I had to figure out what this place was trying to hide from me.
I don't know if there's motion blur or if it's actually losing. It would be a little smoother. We might want to play with some options. Played before, Wombat. You can concentrate on reactions. Let's go into the options. Thought I had taken a look at this. Assumed that I could crank everything up to Ultra. Maybe that's not the case. This is the remade version of the game. Same game, different engine. It was originally an Unreal Engine 3 game, as I understand it. This is the Unreal Engine 4 version. I just turned everything up. But maybe I was asking for trouble. Is there a motion blur setting? We'd turn that. Yeah, there is. Let's start by turning that off. And see if that's enough. Or if we actually have to come down off of Ultra. Just kind of swimmy on the graphics. Okay, so with motion blur off, that's choppy. That's choppy. So let's get this out of the way. Wow. We have definitely crossed that threshold where I can no longer just assume things can be turned up. Even though I'm playing at 1080p, a lot packed in there. Let's just try high. I'm sure it'll look really good. Changes the anti-aliasing a bit. Frame rate, you know what? 60. I don't need more than 60. I just want a solid 60 would be great. Resolution scale. It doesn't need to do any super sampling or anything like that. Motion blur disabled. Come on, let's see something smooth. All right, well, let's work with that. It's, I'm really surprised. We're at 1080. What did they pack into this game? No, that's... I don't know. The green screen tear in the center? There is. Okay. Hey. Give her for a second. I see it. Guess we got to sort a few things out here today. Okay, that's one. It may shift. It actually may shift. I was messing with that yesterday. But there's one scratch. How is everybody today? Tell me. Tell me, tell me. That's too choppy. I'm not going to be thrilled with that. I don't like the idea that we're having to turn this all down. Full screen windowed, would we get better performance out of a... I was also trying to push the unlimited frame rate again. I mean, I want to keep detail distance, texture detail. We shouldn't have to mess with all of that. VSync, I'm a sucker for VSync. Let's go back to 100% resolution scale. I don't know, light shafts. We want to keep light shafts. Don't overbuild your game environments. How would someone with modest hardware even think to run this game the way it was designed? I don't even want to talk about the frame rate. Forget that I'm streaming in 60. This thing's playing in... Grrr. Hey, Rage Mage. Get a haircut, you nerd. There he is. Another hippie. Hello, my hippie friend. What's up, Rage Mage? Well, all right. We're gonna have to play with what we've got. Using the mouse doesn't make it any better. It just gets kind of herky-jerky. The swimmy stuff was the only problem with it, so I turned off the motion blur. And I've taken down some of... Right then. We'll just go. I'm trying buttons, just... It sense. It opened up a little window. Trap? Yes, I know. Yes, trap. Thank you, trap. We agree. It's a trap. I can't move the camera. I'm holding like that. Well, we agree it's a trap. And I think I'm not just seeing through the trap, it's seeing something else. Another place, another time. It's out here. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the fog effects and maybe the light shafts out here that are killing it. Notice how briefly smooth it is if I look away from the fog and the light shafts. But it chops as soon as those effects get back on screen. Don't overbuild your environments. So we're out in the extremely choppy woods. I would love to say that's not a huge distraction. We're gonna have to turn the settings down until that stops. We gotta find something. Particle effects are so taxing. Yeah, it is. It is a 980. It shouldn't. 2 years ago, it was a top of the line card. I know, 2 years. Why did it jump back to 200% resolution scale? I didn't hit apply, so it didn't lock in. Oh, it's one of those. Frame rate, let's put it back to 60. Let's, apply, please. Yes, please. Keep. Do now. Test. Oh, God, that's so much better. Oh, hallelujah. Look at that. There we go. We got our smooth 60. For an adventure game, for a walking simulator, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to get that. All right, I'm happy now. Look around. So basically, super sampling is what it was doing. It was rendering the game at greater than the resolution we're playing at. Now I too can say, this will be fun. understand the prompt changing from sense to trap, but doing nothing different. Of course, I don't want to test it with my face. Does any volunteers want to test the trap, see what happens? Oh, it's so much nicer now that it's smooth. That was, we were gonna have an abort situation. Couldn't smooth that out. That's beautiful. All right, the railroad tracks head off into the distance, and there's some small hills. Oh, wow. So we better keep an eye on the ground. Better not forget to look up and around as well. Why the hell are there traps out in the woods? Man traps. Man killers. So there is crouching, but there does not seem to be jumping. I can zoom. That's always good. We have invisible walls. We have invisible walls. There are boundaries I can't seem to go past. What, I may have missed it in a more general description of the game, but what part of the country is this in? Whoa, whoa. My reaction time was slow there. I saw it, and then it scared the hell out of me. There's bones, right? There's bones. The glimpse of whatever we're glimpsing through that window. There's bones on the ground. So the prompt changes from sense to trap. The image does not. And I hurt myself with it now that it's sprung? No? I think it's meant to be around Virginia. Okay. I didn't quite want to wager the guess. It did sort of felt like a northeast forest. Different from the forest see around here. It seemed. Okay, let's not keep going up against the walls. Probably need to follow the railroad tracks at some point. But I'm curious about boundaries. Like that you can see down the hill off into the distance. I'll go racing along. I don't think there's a... Oh, there is a run. Better be careful with that run button. A few hundred yards, we've already seen 3 death traps. I think this is heading in the same general direction that the railroad tracks go. Do you like to play on big rocks? Did you ever play on big rocks? I always liked, when I went hiking, to go climbing up on big rocks like these. Good place to go sit, find a nice big rock, go sit on the rock. Hey, quokkas. Quokkas are cool. Oh, you did the full thing. Did you do that a while ago? I know you did it on Discord. When did you do it on Twitch? I might have missed that. Does that mean there's no more at all? Wisconsin, but most of the scenery is photogrammetry from Polish sites. Is it? You were a woods kid when you were young, Rage. I liked going walking up the stream. There We're our family fortunate enough to have a house. We called it a country house. It wasn't that far north of the city. I grew up in New York. This wasn't quite this surreal, but I want to be in places like that. There's a trail off that way. We should explore the trail. Because the bridge is out, too. Oh, that's phenomenal. Oh, you made a new account. Mustache still here. Just 200% more cuddly as Quawkus. Quawkus are cool. Went with a, went back to a short follow alert with all the new user onboarding lately, just to make sure that doesn't get too out of hand. How's the volume on that? How's the volume in the game? I turned it up a little. It seemed quiet. Rage Mage, something to note. It seems that Twitch has automatically enabled one-day follower-only mode for chat. One-day follower-only mode. You can disable it. Know about the new user onboarding stuff. What's it doing? One-day follower-only mode for chat. So, like, people who... What exactly does that do? Restricts it to whom? Have to be a follower for a full day before you can chat. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Right. Thanks for the heads up on that. I'm so glad we got the frame rate fixed. Did it look as bad on your end as it did here at the beginning? And how does it look now? It should look nice and smooth. We're gonna be here all afternoon. Ever stand at the bottom of tall trees and look straight up? You got stuck here for a while too, Wombat, just looking at the scenery. Why wouldn't you? Here's a game full of gorgeous scenery. Let's run past it. Birch trees. Looks sort of like a birch tree. More like a birch than an aspen, right? We've got, they're similar in some ways. We had birch back in the Northeast, and we have aspen out here in Colorado. But aspens don't usually look white. They look more golden. And the birch looks white. The birch bark, it almost, it peels off somewhat naturally, but you can certainly encourage it. The outer layer of bark. There's some decent paper in a pinch. If there's any fire pits out here. Whoa, this is... I didn't know this game had jump scares everywhere. And I still don't get the purpose of sensing and then discovering that it's a trap. Of course it's a trap. Timpika, hello. Is that a trunk? Okay. How are you doing today, Timpika? How is everyone? You're just getting here, lurking out there. I go in a circle? What was that? I must have. Uh-oh. I see. We went down the railroad. I walked around, and I came back from somewhere over there, the direction of that trap. You're seeing more and more with every set. Yes, the little slices, each one adds a slice. Okay. Guess we're going across the bridge. You good? Just eating some dinner? What's for dinner? Yeah, what's for dinner? I guess you could say that makes, I see what you did there. Do we run across the bridge? I'm sure that's safe. Train! Remember, Alan, you need batteries for your flashlight. Was it all a dream? The 6-second batteries. Sponsored.
Red Creek Valley seemed like a quiet, ordinary place. I've learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet, and nowhere is really ordinary. Ethan warned me about that. Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one. Already I knew that.
So this is some serious Myst vibes. If you remember Myst from when it was new, yeah, that you were in a created environment that at the time looked so photorealistic was impressive, special. Blood, animal, accident, murder, crankshaft, fresh scratches, recently used. Crank, 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 crank. Hey, Manny. Jesus, Manny. Crank. Okay, well that makes more sense than the first group. There's a window to who knows what. Down by the water, leaning against the rock. A rock. There's a crank. I'm not spinning the camera, it's doing that. But we're getting perspective. I assume we're gonna need to find that. So there's a group of rocks down by the water. In fact, there's a lot of rocks lining the edge of the water. And off in the distance, you can see the house and the dam. And there's the dam. But the house is over there. So we need to get down by the water somewhere. Probably down there. Amatatsu, hey there. Did have a question though, any firearms or weapons? Well, we're gonna be looking for a crankshaft. Guess you'll just have to hope we get to beat someone's skull in with it. Wouldn't count on it though. Is there any, okay. Saving of whatever sort. Must be automatic or hopefully. Forward, back, turn off. turn off. Suggesting it's on. Doesn't look very usable. Push all the buttons. Bag of chips or fries. Oh, I missed the first part. Oh, that was Chippy. Try and sneak in a hamburger during one of the breaks that we take today. It's no wonder this game has such a variable amount of time. On the low end, people go through this in 2-3 hours. Average is 4.5. Some people have spent upwards of 12. Just figuring we'd do it in 6. If the average is 4.5. I have no intention of rushing through this. I would climb that rock. Doubt I can here, but I would climb that rock.
I am assuming direct control.
I'd go sit right up there. Woo, what's up, man? How are you today? Hanging in there. Glad you could join us. You're probably at work. Cross the bridge, and we can go either way on the path. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a dead end, though. This is, you just started the game. Yep, AT Street, just started the game. Just started. Again, no jumping. Crouching, yes. Running, yes. Jumping, no. Climbing, no. Bar. Today sucks, but it's happening either way. Oh, man. Cut the fog off in the trees in the distance. It's clinging to the trees in the hill. We go up off the path here. Yeah. If I were walking through the woods, I would, all these places I would go. I would just have to climb here and rope on railroad tracks. 2 loops. That's not a good sign, is it? Cut ties. Untied. Tied. No blood. The words seem to be popping up as I glance around. Rope.
I bet y'all drinking that wine too, aren't you? Smoking them tweeds and everything. Wearing the old clothes all half off your ass. What the hell's going on today?
What the hell's going on today? Crash, good morning to you. Crash says, good morning, Starship. Pretty game, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Oh, man. Got a lot on your mind and shoulders today, Woo. Reba went in. Check up. Found that. Getting sent off for analysis. Bugs for Reba, and Porter, and Ann, and you, and Jim, and everyone there. Rage Potato. Hi. What's up, Entropic fam? What's up, Rage Potato? We got twice the rage in the channel right now. So after you scan something, can't really go back and do it again. Not in that case. Mr. Jones is always loud. That's how he rolls. Wait, back at the rope, they said no blood. Well, that's a lot of blood. And maybe some gloves. Blood trail. Victim. Dragged away, carried away, crawled away. Severed legs. Oh shit, I thought they were just boots. No, those are legs. Severed legs. If you found that, would you follow the blood trail or would you stop there? Would you call for help immediately? Or would you go have a look first? Because that's a lot of blood. Oh, there's the rest of them. Trying to see the symbol on his back. Blood from fractured skull. Well, maybe, but his legs were ripped off. Why all the question marks next to blood loss? We touched him. Why did we touch him? And what is... glimpsing? Not yet. Death scene? Disturbed by third party? Eroded by time? Gonna wait just a second to see if anything happens. Okay. Well, got a body. We've got rocks and a crankshaft. It's probably down there somewhere. So we could glimpse that house and that dam. Somewhere down by the water and the rocks, the crankshaft that we saw. Should be down there, and the trail goes off. So Crash, I know what you're asking about. Don't have the precise answer. Before GameWisp did that with affiliates, they'd already done that with Twitch partners. GameWisp had subscription tiers before Twitch did their thing, and at that time partners could set it up so that their subscribers would get the benefits of the first tier or a tier of subscription on GameWisp. So you could still do GameWisp and be a Twitch partner, put them both to use. But sounds like Rage got you a link to probably more detailed information. Well, they're doing something similar for affiliates, but I don't know the details on exactly how it works. I don't know if I'm glad or not that I can't fall off these edges. Down there. Animal? Hey, right there. But we caught a glimpse of that. Camera spun around. We're able to just get a glimpse of that. Already got blood on it. backtrack and see what we can do with the crank. Maybe we'll just use it as a bludgeoning weapon, but maybe we can try to do something with the rail car. Switchbacks here, going back up to the trail. Find the body. Severed legs, rope on the tracks. And the rope almost looks like someone got free, but the body and the legs, obviously not. X, spin. This old thing still has. Cool. That wasn't enough to crank up a manual battery. It's going. This bridge cannot take this. Oh, we are so gonna die. For science, right? That. One more. Go the other way. Doesn't sound like the bridge is very strong. I can hear it creaking. Nobody jump up and down, okay? So let's take it back. Go the other way. I have to keep looking this way. I don't know if there was an end there. Tracks went on. Was there something blocking the tracks? Taking this all the way back to the body. Take it. Just can't look where we're going while I do it. Alright then. This is not safe. Legs are just ahead. It looks like there may be debris or blockage up ahead as well. Let's go for broke. Let's see what we hit. Look, Ma, no hands. You have to hold it. So I can't look that way. We've been stopped. So much for joyriding. Let's see what's around. We've got a barrier. There's some erosion around the footbridge that goes across one of the ponds behind my house, nature area. There's some barricades up telling people that it's eroded and not to go there, and the trail's closed. It's not really stopping anyone. I also can't go past it here. But there's back there. Probably go around. was just light coming through the trees. Appropriate musical cues. The little bugs flying through the air. Nice job on the light. Praise the sun. I want to get up just a few feet higher. I want to get up on one of those rocks. Whoa. Cool. Not pine cone. What the? Didn't. Was it obviously a grenade? And I saw a pine cone. Obviously a grenade now. S7, you liking this more by the minute? I'll take that. There we go. Love it, love it, love it. So far we found a bloody crankshaft and a grenade. And it's beautiful. Did you miss the grenade? We just picked up a grenade. Just found a grenade. Since there's no jumping and there's no formal climbing, it doesn't seem, there's terrain you can go up and there's terrain you can't go up. Wouldn't be surprised if we can't go up here, or if we could. Yeah, either way. I'll take atmosphere over action more often than not. We hide in the ferns.
Message coming in.
Hey, Claire.
Patching it through.
Thank you for the host. Welcome to you. Current. Oh. Oh. What? Man in a spacesuit? I'm sorry, what? Why do I feel like I'm being lured into a trap? I'm so being lured into a trap. Where'd he go? Is he up? Do you see him? Lost him. Where the hell did he go? Sanabanya, hey, hi friends. Hi to you. Can't have lost him. Where'd he go? Sounds like I lost him. Where the hell did he go, though? Wonder if I can spawn him again? That was different. We gotta find the, transformer, the, whatever, the post. How's the handle in this game? Ground control to Major Tom. Okay, where's he go? Sounds like he went off this way, but there, okay. One of those last two I lost him at. I'm trying to watch the ground, I mean... He's gonna lure me into something. Through the ferns where you can't see what's on the ground. Covering so much ground. We've got to be missing so much stuff. What? The hell? Take me! Take me! They took me. What? I'm sorry, what? What the hell kind of game are we playing? Extraterrestrial containment capsule number 86911. I thought this game took place on Earth. Like, contact. Probes. What? The beast had fangs, but was heavy and slow. So when it saw the light in the sky, it waited, thinking the light would go out, like the others before it. When it did not, the beast stood, rose up on its legs, and went to the place where the fire was still burning. As the orange light died, another took its place. This one was blue, a bright and pure blue that the creature had only seen along the edges of the stars. The beast showed its fangs, and the light vanished. A moment later, the light appeared again between two distant trees. The beast wanted to go home, but could not ignore the light. so it chased it deeper into the forest. When the light stopped, it did so in a clearing of trees. The beast entered the circle, feeling no fear. The trees turned toward the beast, pointing at it like needles, but the tops of the trees lowered and dug into the ground. Their trunks and roots were raised into the air and closed around the beast like walls. As the ground disappeared, the beast realized it would never use its fangs again.
Get out of my room, Travis!
Stories, stories. Always with the stories.
Get out!
I read the Fangs one. I liked the Beast. At least he gets to leave this goddamn place.
Oh. Are we in a little treehouse? We came running after a vision of a person in a spacesuit. They appeared to get abducted, but maybe that was just someone's memory or fantasy, their imagination, imagining that they went up in a spacecraft. Fangs. Abstruse Tales. There's what we saw. Yellow Hills of Mars by Douglas Spalding. Gaylord written on it in red marker. Julian West, Clarence Carlyle, Michael Arden, and many others. America's finest science fiction. January 1964? 40 cents. Okay, let's check the backside. It's just a cover. That was their spaceship. Travis and Ethan. Travis and Ethan. Well, we covered a lot of ground following the spaceman. Brought us over here. Before we go all the way in, I want to backtrack a little, just see what we ran past. Hey, Tomalak. Yeah, look, we ran past stuff. We were up over here. Welcome, welcome, Commander Tomalak. Been a while again. Sometimes it will be a while. I'm happy when you come back. Not getting as much time as you'd like lately. You're getting through. You're getting through, and you're coming back. Do you have some more free time in your future? I love the rocks in this game already. I just want to climb on all the rocks. Yeah, that's probably all the way down where we found the crank. Found it, went back up over there, backtracked to the rail car, rode it this way. That's when I walked past the thing with the handprints. That little puzzle that triggered the appearance of the spaceman and took us out to the little treehouse. I want to run around a little more, but I'm afraid of death traps, since we've already seen 3 or 4. Spaceman? Yeah, Manny, we followed a man in a spacesuit who appeared to get sucked up into a spaceship, and then we did. For just a minute. Is the color supposed to be washed out? It's fog. Out there, it is. There is fog. Over here, I think the soft look is intentional. I didn't crank the gamma or anything. I wasn't really thinking it looked washed out so much as soft. But, maybe it could be tweaked. Clock stopped. 7:04. It's like the wrong gamma. Let's just take a quick look at the in-game options one more time here. Take the brightness down. Is there a gamma setting? No. Turned off the motion blur. You know, bringing the brightness down is, as many of you know, not the same thing as tweaking the gamma, so I don't think there's anything really to mess with here. Didn't take the brightness up. Yeah, bringing that down, that doesn't help. That just darkens it. Let's leave it. I think it's at least partly on purpose, and does depend on the specific light. Oh, it's all good. All good. We're gonna be here for a while, so if there was something we could tweak, no harm in checking. Supposed to be nostalgic. Yes. A soft lens. Somebody smeared Vaseline on the lens. Not quite. Ah, Snake, old Snake. You're always playing something I know nothing about, or something I'm trying to avoid spoilers in. Which one is this? Avoid spoilers. Oh. Spoiler, it's beautiful. Is that a little cave or just shadowed bit of rock? Doesn't really look like a cave. Yeah, stay for a little. Stay for a little. I have a feeling I'm, as per usual, when I'm presented with a beautiful environment to explore, at least at first, I crawl. I tiptoe through it. We've probably, in the past hour, played 5 minutes of the game. And that's just fine with me.
No trains have been through here for a long time. That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
Hey, Max. What kind of game is this even? I don't think I've ever heard of it. It's a horror adventure, a walking simulator, though. It's an environment. It's puzzles. I don't know if it's right to call them environmental puzzles, but actually billed as a horror game and an adventure. But as you can tell, it's also a walking simulator in beautiful environments. This particular one's a mystery. Kind of like Sherlock Holmes mixed with Firewatch or something. I like that. That's, yeah, sounds kind of like that. Sherlock Holmes mixed with Firewatch, but more photorealistic. The environments are so impressive. Did anyone play the original Unreal Engine 3? And how much better does this look compared to that? Thank you, Wombat. Our character is Paul Prospero, a detective. Snake, your edit was inspired by Lovecraft. Well, I haven't run into Cthulhu yet, but I have had 4 death traps pop in my face. Managed to avoid the death part. On one hand, it's an open world, but there are invisible walls. There's a lot of boundaries. This is better. Wombat, very pretty without the nauseating particle stuff. Cool. Acero, welcome for joining us. Acero TV. Game is fantastic. Enjoy it, Jay. Thank you, man. Thanks for dropping in. Well, the 2 settings I changed, Wombat, that got things to change drastically. They didn't call it super sampling. I forget what it says in their options, but I changed that setting so it wasn't rendering at a super high resolution. And I was trying to run it at an unlimited frame rate, and 60 is all I wanted. Sarah, you're lurking from work. Hope you're all doing well. Doing very well. Work goes quickly. The original was much worse. Wombat, you could only play in small chunks. It was that bad? Glad they rebuilt it. Knock, knock. So I can't go down these hills. Not in those spots. Now, I suspect we have to go that way. Let's go this way first. Probably a dead end. Maybe not an empty one. I love the rocks. So far, the area we've been in would be such a playground to me. Just run up and all over these rocks. Buffering starts. Hey, might be on your end there, Wombat. It does, numbers look okay here for the moment. Purposely off to the dead ends. That's how I've played my whole life. Yeah, and in games too. Ha. Ha, 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 ha. Thank you, Tomalak. I think it's probably okay. Check out the peaks in the distance. It's a nice peak. I have a couple remote computer clients. One in Manhattan, who I have only worked with remotely. Wow. Wow. But internet speeds, forcing upgrades is what made me think of it. I think they're trying to force an upgrade. I have this remote client in New York who was with Verizon, I think DSL, and then was told that they were installing fiber. He didn't request it. He was told they were installing fiber. And when all was said and done, they actually drilled through the wall and brought fiber all the way into his office. It wasn't copper coming through the wall. Didn't even ask for it. Man, why can't I get that? Why can't TDS call me up and be like, excuse me, sir, what would be a good time to schedule the fiber we'd like to run directly into your home?
I've seen every version of people hurting each other, hurting themselves. And they blame it on compulsion, selfishness, madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name the thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot be named.
I see a lot of that too, Snake. A lot of clients with ancient equipment from a company that's been bought out twice since, that kind of thing. What? Wait, what? Throw grenade. What? All of a sudden? Just throw a grenade. Well, what if I want to save it for something a little less random? Throw grenade. I think this game has grenades. We found one. I don't know if it's a dud, if it's still live. It had a pin in it. Didn't look like a replica. Throw grenade. Is this a good idea? Without a doubt, playing with grenades always a smart idea. How do I throw the grenade? I'm trying. Working on it. I need to find the right spot or it won't let me do it. The throw grenades are converging somewhere around here. Come on, there we go. Okay. Okay, it's not legal to fish that way. No, man. I suppose you're gonna take my license now. I suppose I'm gonna have to pay a fine now. Fine, I'll pay my fine. Just trying to disarm it safely. Now here comes Cthulhu. Well, now we don't have a grenade anymore. You know, the moment's gonna come when we're gonna just wish we had that grenade back. And I'll stop and remember, and you can stop and remember with me. That time when we had a grenade and just threw it off a bridge for shits and giggles. Fishing with a bug zapper? Somehow, I've not heard that before. Trying to picture that. Awful! Well, it's no Finch house. F5 and do it. I don't think this game has saves like that. So far, I haven't seen a single save prompt of any kind, anywhere. Just have to assume that there's something of some form. Ooh. I love looking at mountains. Mountains surrounded in fog or low clouds. Also, when you've got a lot of direct sun in your face, the way it washes things out, to some degree, that's realistic. I mean, it's perfectly accurate, but that does happen. Crushed cans, ancient, obliterated, crushed debris. Note on a table? Sort of seal or symbol? Old, ruined wallpaper. A ceiling that's collapsing, support beams for the floor, or the attic above, broken. I invoke the boneless one, the one of voids, destroyer of ships, and he who is feared by the winds. Hear me! Great Minister Focalor, I wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. Use the doors of confusion to cloud their judgment. Seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. Aglon, Tetragam, Vechion, Stimulamaton, Espharis, Tetragrammaton, Olearam, Irion, Escetion, Existion, Erona, Onera, Orasum, Mosum, Messiah, Soter, Emmanuel, Sabaoth, Adonai, te adoro et te invoco. Amen.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Ooh, Lance! Lance! You man? Thank you. I think you're double dipping there, aren't you? Hey, let's get some love for Monarch, aka Lance. Thanks for the sub, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you very, very much. How you doing today, man? Welcome. Tetragrammaton. Aren't those the dudes from Equilibrium? The Gun Fu movie? You got me. Manny, oh my god, he found the grenade? Where was it? I missed it. Heading in the general direction we started out in on the railroad tracks, it was off to the left somewhere, not very far along. It was off to the left by the edges of the map near a nice view. It was sitting, it looked like a pine cone. I thought there was a pine cone sitting on a rock. It was a grenade, and we already threw it. We threw it in the water, and it went boom, but to what end? Well, that's perfectly normal. Before we enter the Twilight Zone, what else is here? Oh, wow. We can go upstairs. I saw the support beams destroyed. That sounds very safe. Let's go up here where we know the floor is not supported. Cement. This little balcony is very safe too. Another creepy door. Whoa. What? So the one downstairs is like that too? Change of plan. So it's not a portal, it's what the heck. Whoa! Just what? Fine then. One-way doors. Swap. Whoa. What's on the door? Beside Charlotte's Web. They are. Hallway with stairs going down. Room. Kitchen. Hallway with stairs. There's 3 different places we can get from the same door. You solved the railroad thing. I don't know. I got a crankshaft. I moved the rail car. I don't think I solved the rail thing. Found a body with no legs. Prestige! What's up, Prestige? Welcome. It's on the door, the etched sign. When I get back to the door, a door with an etched sign, when I see that, I will take a closer look for you. Prestige, now you missed the .8. The murder with the cut off legs. I suppose I did not solve it. I saw it. I got the rail car moving. As the game said, it doesn't hold your hand, so it's hard to tell what is and isn't a functional puzzle sometimes. Hunting with hounds. I can't look any more closely at that, huh? We can't swap it going in this direction, apparently. Oh, now we're back at the entrance. And this door was a portal before, but it no longer is. If reading this fires up the portals again. It does. Looking over here, there's no swap. So we can pass through. Over here, there's a swap. Yeah, it's like Wombat said. I didn't even know there was something there to solve. Spaceman was easy because I found a pedestal with different lights on it and handprints. So 3 different places. It's a lot of rooms. What looked like a small little house now feels like this huge, complicated place. That would go back into the entranceway. Oh, and by going back to the entranceway, it reset the house. Before I read that, let's go upstairs before reading anything, before opening up any portals. Was there anything up here? Before it gets all spooky. Not much, okay. So we read, we put back. Now we get portals. One up here, which maybe goes to the same spot that the one downstairs goes to initially, where you have stairs and a door to your right and a door over here. Hey, Miss Misery. Afternoon. Surviving Monday so far? Alright, we're back in that same spot. Don't swap them, they just come through. Different spot. That's the reset. We don't want that. That's a reset. We don't want that. That's a reset. All 3. I got to this spot and all 3 portals will take me back to where we started. Looks like. Pick that up again, put it back. Got portals, we go through one. Whether we go through the one upstairs or the one down here, we seem to end up in this same place. We come over here. Looks different. Oh, end of the hall with the stairs. But now we've still got a portal here, and we no longer have a portal here. Dining room's just open. Miss Misery, you would happily shove your hand in a meat grinder rather than go through high school again. Think high school was great for you? Maybe because you were almost never in the actual building. This is going to reset it again. Wonder next time I have to pick that up. Let's see if there's sense to be made of what it says, thinking about the puzzle, now that we've seen more of it. Mason, your last year this year. It's gone by pretty fast. Not sure what to make of it. Seth Van Lair, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. I'm trying to piece together, and I'm starting to recognize some of these rooms and parts of the layout. But I don't have a destination or a goal. So the task is pretty aimless right now. can tell when I'm about to go back to the starting point. Nice, Seth. Been in that room before. And that would be through that. I've walked into the kitchen. There. That'll reset it. That'll reset it. So it seems I get to certain points or certain rooms where maybe I've hit a dead end. Whatever the reasoning, if you see the note on the table, we're back at the beginning. Let's look at the note again. Evoke, act, judgment, seal, the path with falsity and guile. Permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. I think that line is a particularly relevant clue. Seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior, like the way the room really looks. So, if we have to reset it one more time, let's look at what the house looks like through the different doors that have portals on them. It's almost like maybe we have to go through each of the doors that we can swap. We have to set them to the correct one, what's actually on the other side. Go through them, unlock something. So what's on the other side here? If I just walk through it the way it is, we end up in a room where there's another door down there. Can we swap this one? No? So notice that this is not a reset. We have the option to swap. And over here, it's also not a reset. It's an option to swap. So what's the true interior for these two parts of the house? This is pretty cool. I think I'm really thick-headed and it's taken me a while to get any sense of what they're trying to do, but I think they want us to... What's the house actually like in this spot? If I got it wrong, I think this will be a reset. Okay, but maybe I got it right so far. If I get it right, it reveals the actual room, and I can keep going. There's a little table. Now that does look like an attic. We're up at the top of the house. See, we got rafters over here, going up at an angle, and then they continue. I bet you that belongs up here. Might even be something here. Or not. Jules Verne. From the Earth to the Moon. The narrative of Arthur Golden Pym of Nantucket. Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not familiar with the title. Maybe I should be. Who reads a lot of Edgar Allan Poe? I bet someone knows. Okay, so this was one of the doors we went through. Just in case we have to do this again. The little window and a glimpse of the stairs. we've still got a lot of them. We're not on... Wow. Oh, okay. Here's another thing. It appears that maybe we're not consecutively unlocking parts of the home that stay unlocked. It's just case by case. One room at a time. I don't know what the end goal is, though. If they're not staying unlocked, then where are we to end up? So here's an exterior wall of the house. We can kind of tell this isn't right unless, yeah, it's not right. You can see inside the, oh shit. Did you see it right before I accidentally walked through it? Now, you could see we were up against an exterior wall. You could look out the window and see that the house didn't project out in that direction. So like this doorway, when we first walk through it, it starts the whole thing, but there's this little, all right, the red flashes are wrong turns. Yeah, it resets. And the most important part of the clue that I see is permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. But at first I thought, okay, we get started, we see the interiors, and we would unlock them one by one, but then the ones we've already unlocked seem to go back into this state. So you get it wrong and it immediately puts you into state. Oh, is that right? So it's not the red flash, because that had a red flash too. There was the etching again. I'm sorry, man. It's scrambling my brain a little bit already, trying to retain the layout of an unfamiliar, rundown house while they're messing with you. This is in the attic, so that's not right. It's one of those other two. But I recognize the attic. The attic is definitely up there. Nope, screwed up. I hate only understanding pieces of what they seem to be wanting us to do. This is a small place. I reset something again. Oh man. This first hall we're in, I presume this is true because it's a starting point, but that maybe that is false. Maybe. So I'm not sure that we get the same 3 choices at each doorway each time. Maybe the correct one's there each time, but maybe the false ones might shift, depending. Came down the hall and there's a kitchen and an exterior wall. The stairs. So we started here, we saw that, I came down the hall to the left. There's a kitchen and an exterior wall. Does this place have a basement? Maybe, but I think that's more likely on another floor. That could be down here. The house could go off in that direction. That feels like an upstairs hall. Explaining to me what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out, man. So far, so good. Let's try to put this together, what we learned. After we go through the start, we come to the left. There's a kitchen and an exterior wall down here. I don't know. The game tells you, Prestige, that there's no hand holding. I'm trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the puzzle is. I walked into this house. What you see is what you get. I'm trying to understand the puzzle. No one has explained it. But I think we're trying the letter out front suggested a pact of some kind with some sort of entity. And we are trying to find the true interiors. So whatever this puzzle is, it will probably unlock when we piece together all the true interiors. So we haven't found a basement yet. If anything goes down, we haven't confirmed that yet. Chaos, hey. How's it going? That looks sort of like the original entranceway. Like we stood down there, walked off to the end, and the kitchen was off there. Could that room actually be there? Yes, it could. Looks like that room could fit. But not that. I'm thinking it's this. Please. Okay. Yeah, alright. Kitchen's down there. The short steps are over to the right. And this same room we were just in with the short steps was one of the ones we saw there temporarily. So we've got this pantry or whatever. Kitchen down there. The main stairs going up. Pantry of sorts. Off the room with the short stairs. And can't be sure that's an exterior wall. Do you recognize anything else? This is the end of that hall with the main stairs? No. That dining area, that table. See it anywhere else? I think it's that. Let's try it. Short hall. Long room. Pantry off the side, long room off the end. Kitchen down at the end. Like it could be right. The house runs off in that direction. What else we've got? There's a third level too. Shows the stairs going down. That is what we should see from over there. We were just looking at this view. When we come over here, that's that view. In fact, that door is the same doorway I'm looking at right here, so that can't be right. And that hallway, that exterior wall feels, oh no, we know that one can't be right. That has one in about the same place. Exterior wall, then over here. I think it's that. The house goes way off in that direction, but I'm thinking that, and then that hall goes off that way. This is downstairs with the short stairs that goes to the pantry. Guess that's also possible. Is it the same room? That over here, which one is where that room actually is? Damn, only one of those can be that room. Only one of those can be that room. You've decided you don't like this game? Well, I'll tell you what, this exterior wall matches this exterior wall. Let's try it. We are still in business. So we know it can't be that room because we just entered The same room? The rug, the table, the chairs. We entered it from over there. There's the rug, the chair, the table. So it can't be that. And we know it can't be that, so it has to be this long hall. Please. Please. That's the kitchen downstairs, so it can't be that. Oh man, it just keeps going. This is not... I'm scared that it might reset. There's, got a lot invested in this already, although I'm actually starting to learn the layout of this fictional house. Okay, see how we're looking out the window and it doesn't project in that direction? It can't be this room. That room goes down that way, and the house doesn't go down that way. Hey, Entropic. Greetings, brother. So there's an exterior wall match. Pretty darn close. There's another one that can't be. Has to be that. It's the only one where the wall's in the right place. And it's not a room we've revealed already. Again, that's the dining room downstairs. Can't be right. We can also see pretty clearly that we're at an exterior wall and the house does not project far off in that direction. If we see a room, and that's the kitchen downstairs, I'd say that's possible, and that is impossible. In fact, we already know where that one is. That one's up in the attic. This is the entranceway to attic space we got to before, so it's gotta be this. It's gotta be. Although this looks sort of like the stairs in another part of the house. Are we still good? There's so much here. I can't map this all out in my head. All right, we've managed to go around in a circle on this level, opening up doors. We've got some more down this hall. I think we did everything on the ground floor, right? Before coming up. Let's keep doing that. I know some of what's upstairs because we already went up there. Again, kitchen. This can't be the kitchen. Could it be whatever little crawl space that is? Maybe. Or that. Those both look possible. Get the house has a wall over here. Can't go too far off in that direction. Is there a romance option? Do you want to romance the portal? Either of those. Not that, but either of this one or that one. Either of those could be. Here. This is downstairs. This is the short stairs that go up to the long room, and the pantry is off of there. It can't be the kitchen. If it can't be the kitchen, and it can't be the short stairs downstairs, then it's gotta be this. Okay. See anything out the windows? I don't want to walk through this accidentally. So that's possible. So is that. I'm not ready for that one. They both seem to use the space properly. Damn. Well, we'll come back to it. Up here, it's that, and we can tell because of the rafters. I think we're down to that one door, and which is actually behind it. And if we get it wrong and it resets, take a deep breath, because I think we can put it back together pretty fast. May need to. Music picking up. Could be. Oh! Was this supposed to happen? I have to assume it was. Necronomicon ex mortis. Or page from a journal. A magician once lived inside an old house and made potions that let him see the future. People from the village came to the magician's house and demanded he share his potions with them. We want to see the future too, they told him, but the magician said no. The people from the village grew angry and burned the magician's house. But the magician knew this would happen. He had already cast a spell on his potion room. The house burned, but the room did not. The people from the valley waited, but the magician never came out. Drawing on the back of a long hallway, perhaps an endless hallway.
Why are you standing there? You spying?
No?
No, huh? What the hell's wrong with you exactly?
Nothing.
You need to stop leaving your stupid stories around. They're freaking everyone out.
And wrote stories, huh? Behind the veil. And much like the spaceman and the spaceship, we ended up in their little treehouse. Now we see where we really ended up. I think they had a still. Somebody was running a still, doing some bootlegging. Moonshine. Blaze reveals moonshine operation. Daniel Josephson, Bayfield County. Ashland Township volunteer firefighters discovered an apparent moonshine still while battling a blaze in the woods off Old Ogden Road. According to authorities, the still comprised a propane stove and a 4-gallon stainless steel pot, which was used to hold the whiskey mash. Based on the size of the still, Bayfield County Sheriff Hank Schaeffel believes it may be part of a small operation, though he admitted there could be other stills in the county. Officers on the scene recovered a half-gallon of apple pie moonshine and 1 gallon of unflavored moonshine. Apple cider and cinnamon sticks were found adjacent to the still. The police have been unable to determine who owns the still. Sheriff Schaeffel said a cigarette butt tossed at the scene likely caused the fire. NASA launches ATS-6 satellite. Cape Canaveral. NASA launched what has been called the world's first educational satellite in Florida today, giving the United States a powerful edge in telecommunication technology. The Applications Technology Satellite 6 will directly broadcast educational programming to several countries, including the United States, Canada, India, and Australia. NASA believes the satellite will remain in constant contact with Earth for at least the next 5 years. Okay. I have a question. I want to take our first break, which it's been almost 2 hours. We're already a good chunk into the stream. If I'm going, I have a couple questions, and I guess they're related. Should we go back to the body I'm fine with knowing that there was something to solve back there that I may have went past. Should I go back there and figure it out? Worth it? Worth going back after the break? Also, do you think I'm on track to do this so slowly that we're going to need today and tomorrow's streams? Is this turning into a 12-hour playthrough, those of you who know the game? I'm going really slow. Sonabanya, yes to which? Yes, it's worth going back. Anyways, let me know what you think. I'm going to start a break. Yes, you missed some cool stuff. Okay. And I think I can go back. Hopefully I can go back. Open! You know you want to! Yes to both. Alright, so, rough plan. We're going to keep taking our time. I certainly don't want to rush. We're going to go back and try to figure out what we missed. Welcome, Steel Goodwin. But I'm going to take a break. And if we just take our time and we need to play this tomorrow as well, I'm A-okay with that. Snake, you're going to take off here, unfortunately. Take care, everyone. You too, Snake. Old Snake, have a good one. Have a great day. Together. 6, 7, 8. Give me about 8 minutes. Wombat, backtracking was why it took you extra hours to play. It looks so good, I have no hesitation. Rage, you think it's worth it, a game like this? Worth exploring? Heck yeah. Well, in a couple hours, whenever we get to our next break, I'll check in with you again about progress. And as we get near the end of the stream later, which is still 4 hours off here, I'll try to take your temperature again and see if we got a whole stream of it tomorrow or how that's shaping up. Break for now. See you soon.